You think that narcissist is winning? No, they're just hiding it better than most people can. Behind the designer outfits, the forced laughter, the obsessive chasing of attention, there is a quiet, a silent kind of suffering that eats them alive every day. It's not the type that brings them to tears, it's the kind that turns their soul hollow. They cannot rest, they cannot love, they cannot stop comparing themselves with you, with others, and no matter how much they achieve, nothing is ever enough. Do you think they're confident? They have got it all together? No, you need to look closer. I'm Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Today, I am going to share 5 signs with you that prove a narcissist is deeply suffering inside. So stay until the very end. Sign number 1, their jealousy is always louder than their joy. You could hand a narcissist literally everything: money, status, admiration, beauty, and they still would not be able to sit back and feel full. No, they could be earning 100,000, a million a month, and still, if someone they secretly envy gets $100 bonus, it will destroy their inner peace. It doesn't matter how big they appear from the outside. Inside, they're constantly being pierced by the smallest wins of others. They do not see what they have, they only see what someone else just got. And that is what makes their life unbearable, miserable. God could give them tenfold, but the second someone they do not like gets something tiny, teeny, it feels like theft. They do not know how to celebrate, they do not know how to rest. They are trapped in a loop of constant comparison, and comparison is killing them from within. They are not chasing dreams, they are running from jealousy all the time. That is why even their own family's achievements feel like betrayal to them. When their brother gets married, when their cousin gets a new car, when you are praised in a meeting at work, it ruins their week. They become bitter, sour, and unsettled. So, no matter how blessed they seem, they live in a constant state of inner poverty. They are starving for what? For peace. They cannot access because they are addicted to envy, and that is what destroys them. Number 2, they're always on the run from a feeling they cannot name. There's a strange thing you will notice about all these narcissists. They never stop. Never. There is no sense of enough in their vocabulary. There is no destination, but always a diversion. They cannot just pause and exist. They act like they are running from a monster. And the crazy thing is, they are that monster. It's inside them. It's not even about overachieving or trying to prove their worth. Even if they have a stable job, a business, they won't rest after 5 p.m. They will chase more validation, more business, more likes, more luxury, and more exposure. One car, never enough. One house is not enough. 10 compliments, no, they need more. Their hunger has no end. It is like a bottomless pit. They keep trying to fill with status, with achievement, things they do not need but want. The more they get, the more hollow they feel, though. That's what true endless suffering looks and feels like. They're not building a life, they're escaping a void, a bottomless pit that cannot be filled. They have a disease of next, always the next project, the next shiny object, and the next fantasy. They look around and think, why does their life look greener than mine? And instead of watering their own soil, they burn themselves out trying to copy everyone else. They do not live, they chase, and that chase is killing them. My father is the primary example of this. Even in his 60s, he keeps appearing in different examinations to get a raise in his salary. Can you imagine that? Number 3, they have no genuine connection with anyone. This is one of the most tragic forms of suffering they go through, and they don't even realize it. They don't even name it. They do not know what a real relationship feels like. Not with their spouse, not with their children, not with friends, not even with themselves. Because everything they say and do is filtered through manipulation, superiority, and through lies they told so often. They now believe them. Their entire personality is based off a fake construct of reality that has no foundation to it. One touch in a fragile spot and they collapse. They treat love like a transaction and connection like a tool. So even when they come home after a long day, there is no one truly they can be vulnerable around, no one they can break down in front of. No one they can trust to hold their pain. They're surrounded by people, a lot of them, yet deeply alone. Intimacy is foreign to them. Affection is totally mechanical. Sex is a performance. Warmth is awkward. Now, you tell me, would you call that living? Would you call that happiness? I won't, because it's not. They do not get to feel what it is like to lie in bed with someone in their embrace and feel safe, or to share silence without anxiety or a desperate need for attention, or to laugh without pretending. Because when you fake your entire identity, every interaction becomes hollow. That is the prison they live in, surrounded by people who never really know them because they never allowed themselves to be truly known. Number four, they either sleep too much or not at all. This one is peculiar. People say narcissists sleep like babies. I also say that. I say they sleep like babies in nightmares. They may lie down, close their eyes, but they do not ever truly rest. Their body is always on alert. Their mind is racing, even though it is not evident. Because carrying a false self 24/7 is exhausting. Living in a false reality with fake values, beliefs, and narratives needs energy. The more they try to prove they are special, irreplaceable, invincible, the more they collapse inside because they are not any of that and they need to prove it. It's not effortless. They do not just want to win, they want to be worshipped. And maintaining that godlike image takes everything from them. So when the night comes and there is no one to perform for, they spiral. All the things they suppress come back: the jealousy, the paranoia, the comparisons, and the deep unspoken belief that they are unlovable unless they perform. They do not know what peace feels like. For them, it's just a dopamine hit that never lasts. They live in a storm they created and now cannot escape. So they drink, they scroll, and they stalk you in an attempt to feel they matter. They replay old conversations in their head, twisting the path. But they do not sleep. Not really, because you can't sleep when your soul is screaming, when you are deeply miserable, yet you will not acknowledge and incessantly blame others. Sign number five, they change their appearance like they are running from their reflection. Every few months, you'll notice a narcissist will reinvent themselves: new haircut, new wardrobe, new career idea, new aesthetic. It looks like evolution, but it is escape. They're not growing, they are running from decay. They hate what they see in the mirror. That's the truth, because it reminds them of the version of themselves that got exposed, rejected, discarded, or left behind. So they try on new identities like they try on new clothes. Monday, a minimalist. Tuesday, an entrepreneur. Wednesday, a yogi. Thursday, an artist. They want to feel like someone else because staying one and staying themselves and consistent means facing the emptiness. What you wear, where you live, and what you drive does not define you, but complement you. If you're defined by vanity, you already have lost the plot and you are in sinking sand. They wear fashion like a mask. They use luxury like a shield. They obsessively seek freshness because the old makes them feel stale and rotten. They treat their own appearance the way they treat people. They idolize it and then devalue it, finally discarding it secretly. But no matter how many looks they change, how many selfies they post, how many times they rebrand, that internal rot keeps seeping through. The pain leaks into their smile. The relentlessness ruins their calm, and eventually you see it, you feel it, you experience it. That they're not thriving, they are surviving behind a costume. And that costume is crumbling. They may not be able to thrive, but you are. You are destined for greatness, and I will help you find that in my recently launched membership program. It's my brainchild, so I invite you to join it. Link is in the description. You will get all the details. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.